with the millions.
It's that world heavyweight flow. Championship belt wrapped around my waist, yo. I got that Ric Flair figure four. Slam you on the pavement, that's why they call me Street Pro. Create heat, don't beat flow. Like Jordan after the second time he three-peated, folks. Get ready, set, let's go. Fight toe to toe, release the flow created by this micro. Lights, camera, get low. Action packed, back to back. In fact, this monster will grow. Y'all better let him know. Man with the master plan, and you have no need to know. You came prepared, now get ready for the show.
Yo, what up, friends? Ballin' Buds back again for another episode of Sunday Football Showdown, your best NFL NCAA news, game recaps, and pick show. I am the sports professor, joined by my gang of football aficionados. Clubber D, the Combat G, Dirty Mojo, Shane Peach. Brothers, we got to get to it. You can find Clubber D at Clubber D. You can find it up at that link tree up there. Go find all of us up there. Peachomania, that's where he's at. Dirty Mojo, I don't know his Instagram because I'm still trying to find him on there. Maybe he can let us all know one day. Let's get to it. We're skipping the Thursday night game, but just to let you know, the Seahawks did pull out 23-20. Started off as a really shitty game and ended up being close. All right, moving on. Let's move it into today's games. And so let me go ahead and get us into this little slideshow we got going on here. Bow. So today we had the Vikings Steelers. That was our game in Dublin there, 9:30 in the morning. And so the Steelers started out early with a lead, and then in the end they were able to hold off 24-21. Let's go ahead around the horn. What do we think, Clubber D? Let's go.
Well, the game is kind of what we thought it'd be. It's Carson Wentz going against Rodgers, so there you go at that. I thought Minnesota did very well. I thought they did better than I thought they would do. They were force feeding Jefferson the ball early, and then kind of tapered off from doing that towards the end. And Aaron Rodgers and Steelers took over. That defense was just all over Wentz. It was like a cheap coat. It was ridiculous. So good win for the Steelers.
All right, cool. Dirty Mojo.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, it was a great win for the Steelers. Great win for the Steelers.
Sorry, block field goal, bud.
Block field goal.
Oh, damn.
Field goal. What the? Damn it. Damn. Well, y'all, as you can see, the Raiders are the last game on, but I didn't want to make y'all wait anymore, so we figured we'd come on, and I would react live. Well, there's your reaction. Fucking blown field goal.
Go ahead.
That's like the Raiders. After suffering last week, I thought today was going to be a reclamation victory. I was going to come on talking all the shit I was talking to the Redskins fans last week before they booed me out of the stadium, and now I have to deal with this nonsense.
It's even worse, Omar. We didn't talk about you had a third and like a yard, and you got stuffed. That's why you had to kick it with 30 seconds left.
I mean,
you could have got the first down, and they could have ran a few more plays to get closer.
You know what?
Damn.
The decision-making being made this year for this football team, as I was telling you before the program, Peach, some of this decision-making by Pete Carroll has been baffling me. Anyways, let's move it on. Doesn't matter. I don't care. My team's useless. All right, Chargers and Giants, actually a decent team, a decent game it turned out to be, But also we had the debut of Jackson Dart. Let's go ahead. Oh, shit. Wait a second. I apologize. I didn't get your opinion, Peach, on the first game.
You didn't get mine either.
Yeah.
Let's slow it down. Slow it down. Slow down now.
I'm tripping hard.
Yeah.
Lamar.
Yeah. It's all good. No. It's all good, man. Hey, you know what I'm saying? With the Vikings and Steelers, I mean, the Steelers came out and did what they needed to do. But from last, the Vikings are just so inconsistent. From last week to this week to the week before then. It's like, you don't know what Vikings team you're going to get. You know what I'm saying? It was a close game, but let's be real. They scored 6 points in the first 3.5 quarters. They scored 15 points the last to try to make it close. We don't know what we're going to get from the Vikings. They're one of those teams. It's really weird right now. The Steelers did what they needed to do to win the game. Not gonna lie. I forgot they were playing this early in the morning. I got up. I'm doing my dishes, doing some stuff, and I'm like, oh shit, there's a game on. So I mean, but from what it was worth, man, it just wasn't something very popular to watch. But hey, you know what? The Steelers got the job done.
Yeah, there you go. And they're calling them London's team, possibly is what they're calling them. Although the Minnesota Vikings were the ones that came in with a winning record in London. Anyways, Peach, how do you feel about the game this morning?
I think Wentz turned back into Wentz, right? I mean, multiple turnovers again in big spots.
Exactly.
Tomlin almost blew the game at the end, not taking that field goal, keeping him in it, and then then the Vikings strike for a quick touchdown. But they held on, and that's all that matters for Steelers fans. And like I said, I agree with Lamar. The Vikings are very inconsistent, and they went into this season acting like J.J. McCarthy was going to be it, and maybe they should have signed Darnold, guys. I mean, you can't go in with a guy that's never played when you have a Super Bowl opportunity. They were good last year. They were a top NFC team, and they went in with a not knowing what's going on at quarterback, really. I mean, they were just hoping he's the guy that they wanted to draft and play at a top level, but so far he's not there. He's hurt, and now you got to go with Wentz. Trouble in Minnesota right now, guys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the bigger problem is that exactly along those lines is what you're saying, is that they were last year depending on a quarterback, Sam Darnold, who took them very far, but ended up turning into that same pumpkin that we're now talking about Carson Wentz, obviously still being, even though he played well the first week that he came out. So they were 4 for 14 on third down. That doesn't help. You got to sometimes forgive these overseas games, even though, as I just mentioned earlier, Minnesota had a winning record, and Minnesota's going to be there next week too. So they might want to get used to it. But it seemed like a missed opportunity in my eyes for Minnesota more than anything else. But good win for the Steelers. Mike Tomlin just keeps chugging along, going to get that whatever it is, winning season in a row. Whatever.
And with that division being in shambles now, oh my God, that's a huge win.
That's a huge win. A huge win.
Exactly. And with the Ravens now 1-4, and we'll talk about that here in just a second. You're right about that.
Yeah, it's looking like the Steelers are the team to beat in that division.
I mean, yeah. If you're looking at it right now, I still wouldn't count the Ravens out. I think that they've played a lot of tough teams so far. Actually, every team they've played has been tough so far. So I think there's some forgiveness that can be had in the early season schedule that they've had. But again, if you want to win a Super Bowl, you got to make the playoffs.
Well, I'll say to this, talk to me about that when we find out what Lamar's injury is and if he's out for a while. Because he got hurt out of that game. Yeah, he got hurt. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, because on the broadcast, the last they had told us on the broadcast was that they had not seen any medical personnel around him, and they weren't sure if it was like something else. I thought that's what happened. He had been injured. I think that's why.
Well, Shepard and them during the game were tweeting it was a hammy. So we'll see. With how he runs, like that's a big deal. Like how them things can go week after week. So.
Yeah, since we're talking about that game right now, we might as well not stop talking about it. Kansas City 37, Baltimore 20. Not much of a game. It was after the first half. In the second half, it was a tale of two games, really. The first half was close. The second half, Kansas City obviously pulled away. And Cooper Rush was brought in, as we just talked about, to finish off the game. So we'll see what they're talking about with Lamar Jackson. We know your plight in fantasy, Cupboardy. So now that you're hearing this, I'm sure you'll give us your take. But Peach, we're going to start with you this time around, since you actually had that update. What do you got on anything else on this?
That's all I've heard about Lamar. Like we're going to find out probably tomorrow or maybe even Tuesday. The Ravens offense is just off right now, and their defense is horrific. Like we're not even going to talk about their defense. Their defense is bottom of the league in everything. I think they're 32nd against the run. They're like 29th against the pass. They are right now awful. And then with that offense not being able to put up the points like it normally does, they're in trouble. And they have had a tough schedule. I'll give you that. But man, when you can't dig yourself in this big of a hole in that AFC, man,
Yeah, no, that's you're speaking facts about that. Look, we all know the percentages about teams that go down 0-2, and how only few teams have made the playoffs. I think it's 10% or around there, something like that. I don't know the actual stat, but it's even harder when you're 1-4. Dirty Mojo, what do you feel about this game, Chiefs and Ravens?
Chiefs put BTA against them. The Chiefs were just like the Ravens. The Chiefs were, their backs were to the wall here too. We talked about it last week that you can't fall to 1-3 in the standings and think you're gonna claw your way out of it like you are. The Ravens, like I think Pete said it. I mean, Pete or Dion said it. They've played 3 tough opponents and lost to 3 tough opponents. You got to win 1 or 2 of those games. And they lost to the Lions, they lost to the Chiefs, and they lost to the Bills. Those are all 3 playoff teams from last year. The one lone win that they had was against the Browns. But I mean, come on, I don't want to talk bad about the Browns or anything like that. But I mean, it's usually like that. With Lamar Jackson going down is tough. Cooper Rush coming in there, I don't know if he can sustain that team. I don't know if that team is built. That offense is built to run the same type of offense with Cooper Rush that they did with Lamar Jackson, read option, him running and things like that. It's going to be a totally different offense.
Yeah, you got to run a totally different game plan. It's
totally different game plan. So, for the Kansas City Chiefs, I mean, they came out and they did what they needed to do, and they made a state that was a statement win for them. They got up on them big. Patrick Mahomes 4 touchdowns. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes got 4 touchdowns. Xavier Worthy coming back for them was huge for that offense. So let's see how they can go forward with him being back in the offense. So big win for the Chiefs. I'm saying if they can go on this on a winning streak, especially with the Chargers, which I'm pretty sure we're going to get into, taking it down today. That's almost 2 wins for them. You know what I'm saying? The win today and a loss from the Chargers. So let's see what they got to go moving forward.
Yeah, and I mentioned 1-4, 1-3. But even then, just to let you all know, the professor's fun fact here for this one is that in the only 5 teams, that started out 1-3 have then made the postseason. So there you go. And that's since the 7 teams per conference, the 14 team, only 5. So it's very hard once you start out 1-3, Clever D.
I mean, it's going to be tough for them to do that, to bounce back, depending on how bad Lamar is hurt. I didn't watch Dilly Squad this game. I was watching my game, and when I did turn over, I saw Lamar throw that interception, and I said, and I got him in fantasy, so I was like, man, you fucking bum. So I flipped it back to the Niners and watched them choke. So, I have nothing to add.
Okay, so I thought you watched Red Zone or something like that.
No, hell no. When Niners are on, it's Niners. I don't know.
Oh, you don't got the TV set up? Okay, all right, cool.
No, hell no. I got 8 to be Niners.
Cool. Look, y'all, the Chiefs nearly was 5 for 5 at one point before Bucker missed that 56-yard field goal. I will say this: Rodney Stanley leaving the game with the ankle injury and not coming back is kind of plus then you had, as aforementioned, Pete said Lamar Jackson. You had Smith, Humphrey, and Wiggins all left the game. I know I just talked about how they played a really tough schedule, but if I'm thinking about it, it's not looking very good for the Ravens to make the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, it kind of feels to me a little how when the Bengals started 1-4 a couple of years ago, and then almost made the playoffs at the end, but weren't able to pull it out.
But then again, and you don't usually get to say this about this division. That division is kind of like weak right now. You got the Bengals; they're pretty bad. Burrow's hurt. You got the Steelers that they're good, I think, but man, they're so inconsistent. And then the Browns are the Browns, so they still have a shot. But man, you cannot dig yourself in a hole. If you want to get some home games for the playoffs, which you need in the AFC, they better start winning now. Because I don't think Buffalo's going nowhere.
They also have a favorable next couple weeks of games. Even with that being said, you still got to go out and beat those teams. And we saw what happened today in the NFL. And you see what happened every week. You see what happens every week in the NFL. These teams that aren't supposed to win pull off some crazy wins. So, but if we're going to talk about the past, if we're going to talk about who should win the game, they should have been favored to win these games that got coming up. So like I said, man, it all depends on what's up with Lamar Jackson, man. If he can sit and they can still win some of, I think out of their next 5 weeks, the toughest game is probably the Rams, and then they have like the Jets and the Dolphins. If they can kind of like win those games without him,
just sit him.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely an option, something you've got to think about in order to protect your MVP quarterback and the one quarterback that will allow you to win the Super Bowl. So yeah, if you can get by winning a couple games and sit them out, of course you do. No doubt about that. Let's get some comments here real quick. Peach, hopefully it moves up. No, it doesn't, but you're going to be covered for a second. Chip Kelly Stinks says D. Cleasy. Yeah, I know. I don't even want to talk about it. After UCLA and now this, it's Chip Kelly is the bane of my existence. Canteen, shout out. Thank you for tuning in. It says McCarthy is trash. Falcons Nation, let's go. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, shout out Big Rob. Big Rob, Ravens. Still the cream of the AFC North, he says to Peach.
I don't know, Rob. If they're the cream of the AFC North, that's sour.
Talk about him. Talk about him.
I don't know,
let's talk about another game here. Eagles Buccaneers 31-25. Eagles go into Tampa Bay and win this game. Eagles pretty much the Buccaneers made it close late, but the Eagles were up this whole entire game. They had the lead. What do you think about this one? We'll start with you, Clipperty.
Yeah, man, the Eagles are the cream. They are the cream of the crop in the NFC. They are the team to beat. They are dominating, and what they're doing it is with special teams. If you're good on offense, defense, and special teams, and a fine-tuned machine, you're hard to beat. And you can say what you want about Hurts, but he wins. Okay, he's not going to get you 500 yards a game and 6-7 touchdowns, all that shit. It doesn't matter. He's gonna put the team in position to win. That's all that really matters. When the whole squad buys into what the quarterback is, what the coach is doing, they're hard to beat. And like I said, offense, defense, and special teams, they're the best team in the league right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. No. Dirty Mojo, how do you feel about that?
Same thing, man. They're the best team in the NFL, not just the NFC, the AFC also. They're the best team in the NFL. They are the team to beat. You know what I'm saying? They are the Super Bowl champions. Right now, I don't see what team right now could dethrone them or even challenge them throughout the season. They're hitting on all cylinders. And Dion said it, from offense to defense to special team to coaching. I mean everything. You guys saw the fake tush push. I mean, that was just like, man, that what do you do now? What do you do? Now you can't stack the box, stop the tush push, because they're just going to run a sweep to the outside. I mean, they are looking good. Jalen Hurts, everything. The only thing is in the fantasy world, AJ Brown still really isn't getting any numbers for anybody, but he's not out there complaining. He's not give me the damn ball type guy, which is great. So there's no cancer in the locker room. Those guys are, they're poised to take it deep through the playoffs and another Super Bowl run. I don't see anybody that's slowing those guys down anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the Buccaneers, they put up a good fight. Baker Mayfield came into the game having 2 or 3 games, two touchdown game-winning drives. Also, shout out to Chase McLaughlin, 65-yard field goal. I know, Pete, you like to extol the virtues of the long field goal. At some point here, gentlemen, we are going to get a 70-yard field goal, and it may happen this year. Peach, how did you feel about this game?
Like I go with the other two guys said, they're the best team in the league. I mean, they can go into games and have a bad offensive game, but it doesn't matter because their defense will step up and score. Their defense will have a bad game, then that's when, the offense will step up. And the special teams, I mean, they're just an all-around good team. I'm having a hard time seeing who's going to beat them at all. Are they going to be the second undefeated team ever? I hope not, because, I'm an NFC East guy, and they're a rival, and I don't want to see it. And, yeah, Dion nailed it, man. Jalen Hurts, he's not going to put up the stats, but, man, he has what we all want at quarterback, the clutch gene.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Clutch gene. Mm-hmm. They're down. He makes the big throw then. He fourth and 10, he'll find a way to run for a first down. Like, whenever they need a play, he makes it. The Eagles are really good. They're going to win the NFC East by late November, unfortunately.
Damn.
He's been clutch since college.
Yeah.
He did the same shit in college ball, man.
I take back what I said about him when he got benched for 2 in the national title game against Georgia, because I thought he was a busto. I take everything back.
Hey, yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people probably had that same notion when that happened. But I mean, for him, and a great stat about Jalen Hurts is that he's won a championship in everywhere that he's gone, and I believe he's been in the championship game. Like, I think he's only missed it like 1 year out of the past however many years.
That's a lie, because we were in a pencil fighting contest in 1987. I whooped his ass in the first round, so I don't want to hear that shit.
Damn.
I will say this, if and I think I'm correct. I think I saw this earlier. I think today was his 18th straight win since last year. 18 straight wins for the Eagles. 18, including playoffs. Insane.
And this week he got over his struggles. This was my key factor. I was gonna say to follow up on what Clubber D had, but going up against Todd Bowles, he usually had struggled before, but he was 8 of 9 for 56 yards against the blitz. And as it went to the second half, though, then Hurts was 0 of 8 when the Bucs were coming back. So it was a tale of two halves in how Todd Bowles played him. Jalen Hurts is going to have to learn how to adjust as well after half to what the defensive coordinators and head coaches are doing to him.
But what was good about this win for them, though, I know you got to move on, is that that's a potential that is a potential NFC Championship matchup. And with that win, depending on how the rest of the season goes, Buccaneers got to come to Philadelphia to play that in the cold in the winter. So I mean that's a fantastic win for them on the road in Tampa Bay. I mean, my hat's off to the Eagles right now.
I know that then beating the Rams and them back to back doubles your point. I mean, that one seed is theirs for the taking. Now they got all the tiebreakers.
And now we're going to get into our games, but really quick about the Colts Rams. Rams 27, Colts 20. Just quick thoughts about that around the horn. Peach, what do you think about that game?
I think the Colts, man, they put up fights, man. Like, I thought it was just a fluke at the beginning. They might win that division and make the playoffs, man. Like, I think they're the best team in that division for sure now, and I definitely didn't think that before the season started.
There you go, Dirty Mojo.
Yeah, the Colts are playing a lot better than what a lot of people thought. I am interested to see what the Jaguars will do against them. I think that's going to be a fun game to watch, them and the Jags. But you know what I'm saying? The Rams, they were supposed to win this game. They did win this game. I do like the Colts. I do like what the Rams are doing. I don't really have much on them. I'm ready to see what they will do a little bit more further on into the season.
All right, Clubber D.
Daniel Jones is having a resurgence, kind of like Sam Darnold of last year. We all kind of gave up on him. I know I did. I will say, coming into that game, the Colts only punted the ball like twice, so they're one of those teams that were under the radar, kind of like the Jaguars, like that those teams that I kind of thought were like just crappy, they're actually pretty good. So hats off to the Colts, man. Even though they lost today, they're team they're not a pushover, basically.
Right. I do hesitate yet, while he has looked good thus far, I hesitate to call it a resurgence yet, but yes, he is doing what a game manager is supposed to do. Not turn the ball over and make sure that his team wins. And that's what he's done so far. And that was going to be my point, is that he's now managing a game, and Shane Steichen is actually a offensive-minded coach that can actually open up the game a little bit for Daniel Jones, who now has the nickname of Daniel Indiana Jones there in Indianapolis. I didn't make it up. Anyway, so I don't know how long that can last. I'm wary to say that I'm ever going to have faith in Daniel Jones after what we saw, but also I don't believe in Brian Daboll as a coach.
Well, I mean, they should have won today, Omar. Did you see the Adelaide Mitchell play? 60-yard dime to him, and he reaches out and fumbles the ball over the line before he scores, and it was a touchback. That turned the game around right there. Wait till you see that play if you haven't seen it.
Oh, you cannot do that. That's one of the most cardinal sins in the NFL. Well, hey, those are the games that you need to win, especially if you're a Colts team that is playing above their head right now. All right, let's move it into our games. Let's start off, and we'll keep y'all's two for last since y'all went against each other. Clubber D, we'll start with you. Your 49ers just got done 26-21 loss to the Jaguars. How do you feel about this game?
It's weird. We haven't had one rushing touchdown all year, and we still don't. We're the only team in the NFL without a rushing touchdown. You cannot force feed CMC the ball all the goddamn time. There's other players on the team. Yes, they're hurt, but you got to scheme them up. And on the surface, you see Brock had these interceptions, but one of the passes, it was CMC playing hot potato with it, and then another one was the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage, and then it's the last strip of the day. He stripped it, then another one of our tight ends got the ball stripped from him. So the Jaguars coming in had 3 strips a game or 3 turnovers a game, and they came in with 4 against us. When we had the game kind of close, their special teams came in with a touchdown. So we didn't play good on offense, defense, or special teams. So that was an all-around fail. I don't even think we even pinched Trevor Lawrence today. I think he had all day just to throw the ball. No turnovers. So, they beat us. And you know what? I'm happy they beat us. And we're playing the Rams. We're going to lose against them too. And then that's why I changed the lights until I try to get the Jaguars color. Okay. I try my best to get the Jaguars color because we can't beat them. So I might as well have them in my background.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
God damn.
Oh man, I did see all those fumbles though when I was watching the red zone.
Oh man, my remote went across the room 5 times. It was ridiculous.
Dirty Mojo, what'd you think about the Niners Jaguars?
It was a close game, and with that being said, you have to win all 3 portions of the football game. Mm-hmm. That's offense, defense, and special team. And the Jaguars did. They beat them on offense, they beat them on defense, and they beat them on special teams. We've said this before a million times. You cannot lose the turnover battle in an NFL game, a college game, a high school game, whatever it is, and think that you're going to win the game. You have 4 turnovers, and you let a punt return or kickoff return, whatever. To only lose by 5, they say there's no such thing as a moral victory, but that should be a moral victory for you, Dion. I mean, you got to look at it like that. Like, damn,
you got a lot of injuries, but still, it's
yeah.
Game was there for them.
As bad as you played on across the board, you only lost by 5. You didn't get blown out of the water by these guys, and they scored when they got the.
Jacksonville's also not great of a team, even though their record is 3-1. They're not that great of a team.
Their defense is top 5. Their defense is top 5.
Yeah,
defense
I mean,
I agree. So if you look at something like that and saying like they're a good team, they did what they did and they only won by 5 points. I mean that's to keep your head up. So you can't go into a game against anybody. I don't care who, if they're the team with no wins or their team that's undefeated and have 4 turnovers and a special team touchdown and think you're going to win that game. And I mean it just proves it right there. So the 49ers. That is Dion, a stat that you put out there that they do not have a rushing touchdown within 4 games. Man, that is a tough one pill to swallow. They got to figure out how to fix that right there. They got to fix that because you cannot have a team going in there because we know once you get late into the season, it's all about your defense, your front 7 on both sides of the ball, and running the ball if you run the ball. And if you're not getting the ball in the end zone while running the ball, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough down the road.
Hey, and that hits exactly to my professor's fun fact for this game. The Jaguars have generated, and goes to what Clever D said about takeaways earlier. The Jaguars have generated at least 3 takeaways in all 4 games this season, right, Joe? So that's 12 takeaways. That is 4 more takeaways than they had all of last season combined.
Wow.
Those 4 takeaways today turned into 17 points against the 49ers, highlighted by Travis Etienne's 48-yard run going to your point, Lamar, after Gardeck forced the fumble by Luke Farrell in the second quarter going to your point, Clever D.
I got one more. One more. My bad, Peach. One more. It's been 10 games since we had an interception also.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's
not Fred Warner dropped 2. We had 1, but it got called back up to style rookie. So, yeah, that's the type of shit we had to deal with today.
I remember the Raiders had like almost a 2-season streak of no interceptions a little while ago. What? Yeah, it was crazy. It was wild. I was like, how do you do that? How is that even possible? Peach, what did you think about this game?
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch much of it, but I was getting updates, and I think that I saw that the Dion's unlucky streak continues. Did I not read that both your receivers got hurt?
Jawan Jennings came back, but Ricky Pearsall, his knee was banged up already coming in. Jawan Jennings, he hurt his ribs when he called a 2-point conversion, but Pearsall, he didn't come back. I don't think he came back in the game after he hurt his knee. So, I mean, injuries, that's nothing. That's normal if you're a Niner fan. You shouldn't. We were literally top 10 in the last 7 years. We've been in the top 10 6 out of the last 7 years. and led the league in injuries 2 of those years. So it's just I'm used to it.
That was an unbelievable stat that you just said about the no rushing touchdowns either, and that, especially in a Shanahan offense, Vince, that shocks me. That offense usually runs the ball well. So,
here's the thing: CMC calls his own shot and comes out the gate when he wants to come out. So Brian Robinson and Garendo were just sitting there waiting to go in, and he's like, "No, I'll stay in," or gets out for one play and comes back in. He needs to tell him, "Sit your ass down." They need to tell him that. And also, I love Trent Williams, but bro, he was getting beat like a. I'm not gonna say he was getting beat but he was getting tore up today. All right, like a mule, and it might be that time. And of course,
really,
anybody. Oh, he was getting worked today.
Don't say that. I love Trent.
I love Trent Williams, but God, dog, man, he was getting
I mean, he's had a lot of injuries. He's had a lot of injuries for a big man.
Hey, Dion, let me ask you this question, man. You guys paid Brock Purdy this year, right?
Yeah.
There was a lot of talk about you guys' salary cap and about you guys, being a little bit short on the funds and everything like that.
No, we're the best in the league right now. We're like top 5 in the league.
With salary cap spot?
Yeah, we got like 25 mil.
What's your thoughts on Brock Purdy so far in the first 4 games of the season?
Well, this is only his second game. So his first game, he had a great drive to win the game, and he was doing the same thing this go around. But the last, you could put it on him for getting sacked, but you hike the ball, and what are you supposed to do when someone's in your face every 2 seconds? Mm-hmm. So the play calling was pretty bad, but I was happy with him getting the money. I didn't mind it.
Sounds like another team we're about to go to, the Raiders, where the play calling is nothing. The quarterback can't have any time to throw because he's getting pressure, but the quarterback also is not. Well, Purdy's not even close to that, so it's not a good comparison there. But the quarterback, as I wanted to mention, we need to start talking about Geno Smith here in this game that we're going to talk about. Bears beat the Raiders 25-24, a heartbreaker for what I was hoping, as I was telling you gentlemen before the show. I was hoping that when we were whooping that ass that I was going to come in here and we were up, by a couple touchdowns, 10 points or whatever. For me, that's whooping ass at this point, which is how horrible we are. And then we let them come back. And then they scored. They didn't even need a 2-point conversion and were able to defeat us by 1 point. As we apparently got our kick blocked. I was on here, obviously, as you all know, and so that hurts my fantasy team as well, and hurts my heart and hurts my real team. And Geno Smith only had 117 yards, three interceptions, and I know people want to say, oh, he threw for 350 yards against the Commanders last week, and then, man, all that was in garbage time. Commanders were playing like third-string cornerbacks. I don't have time for this. Geno Smith, if you are washed, a la Russell Wilson, then please just tell us now so we can get you out of here, because we signed you to a 2-year contract and we really don't need to deal with that. Other than that, I have nothing to say about this other than it broke my heart. So we'll go to you, Peach. How do you feel about the Raiders and Raiders?
I watched a lot of this game, and it's unbelievable. I mean, Geno turns the ball, has 3 picks, right? 3. Almost all of them on the other side of the field, put the Bears in scoring position. And guess what? Your defense held up. Caleb was trash today, man. Caleb was awful. And they sneakily get the win. And as a Jaden Daniels guy, I hate it because I get crushed by Bears fans online, guys. I've never told you that before. But
really?
They come at me hard because it's one of them things where not pause. It's that gay. Like, not pause. But don't come at me. He has a bad. If Jaden has even one bad throw, we got the best guy. I'm like, I don't care. We could the Commanders couldn't draft Caleb. We didn't have the number 1 pick, and I think that's the issue with them. I'm
very sure that you're happy that you didn't either. So.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, he had a bad game, and so yeah, that's a tough loss for the Raiders, man. I mean, to turn the ball over that much and still you probably should have won. It's a shame.
It's a shame, Dirty Mojo. Shame me some more.
That defense that the Raiders had in the beginning in the first half of the game was just phenomenal. I love the way they play. Crosby he's a dog, and that guy he's unblockable. He is a guy. I think it was saying last week the Bears didn't give up 1 sack. This week they were all over Caleb. And Caleb, Pete, you said it right. Caleb did not have a good game. I don't know what their game planning is. They're not getting DJ Moore the ball. It's very basic. Their offense doesn't look very good. The Raiders, man, we talked about it the last game. You can't turn the ball over, man. You just can't all aspects of the game again. You turn the ball over and you had a blocked field goal. you can't win games that way. It sucks, man. It sucks that they had such a fantastic return. They get down in the field goal range, a chip shot, basically in the NFL, and it gets blocked. That's heartbreaker right there, man. That's a heartbreaker, Omar.
Yeah, it did break my heart, and I don't really want to talk about it. Clipperty.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those rough games, man. And I've been there. Like we talked about this last week about, our teams being, you wake up, you get ready all week and you put your gear on, or you go out to the bar, or you stay in. Regardless of what you do, you are locked in and ready to watch your squad. And when you know, without a shadow of a doubt, that they're going to give you a shit performance, it hurts. It hurts every week. I've been there. I know how it is. I feel like that right now. You know what I mean? And it sucks because you feel like you're wasting the years of someone like Max Crosby or Brock Bowers. You know what I'm saying? Because Crosby gives 120% on the field all the time, regardless of who's around.
On it.
And the fact that they couldn't get him this win, and it's one of those players that you want them to move on somewhere else later in their career so they can get a title or at least go to the playoffs or something like that.
Right.
And it just sucks. And like my brother said, Chip Kelly. I told you earlier when we talked about before the season started or the first game, his formations, he does not change his formations. And you already know because you've been a UCLA guy. It's the same shit all game. Changed your offensive formations, okay? It's not hard. Jeez.
And why are you still running jumbo sets with 2 and 3 tight ends when you were the master of the spread? Yeah. What happened to you? Where did you go? What aliens came down and took the brain of Chip Kelly from Oregon and just said, fuck you, football. We don't want you to have a fun offense ever again. We want Chip Kelly to suck the rest of his life and piss people like Omar off.
I think Chip double dipped. I think Chip got double dipped. That's what it was.
Well, I mean, I think this game definitely deserves what I'm about to do because you guys, it's one of them games where you guys had it and you just kept them in it, and it's got to end with this. The Bears are who we thought they were. We let them off the hook. You let them off the hook, Omar. You got to bring it back today because that's exactly what that game was.
Bravo.
You crowd their asses.
Bravo. Shout out. Whoa. Dennis Green got his computer. T-Roy, shout out. Says, yo, what's up, fellas? Break it down for us. We appreciate you tuning in, our brother. And I'm catching up on these, so appreciate y'all waiting for me to catch up to them. Eagles matchup against the Packers in early November will be telling. Yep, that's true. And we'll talk about the Packers and Cowboys here in a second. But, yeah, that definitely will be. T-Roy says that was the Eagles' revenge win. Let's see. Robert Harris. Rob says Texas Eagles garbage, Jaguars mediocre, Titans high school team. Titans might not even have a high school team.
I say Texas are garbage. I say Jaguars are above average. They're not bad. He's right about the Titans. They're
average. The Titans are a high school team. The Jaguars are average. You're right about that. I would say.
I give them above average. I give Titans. I mean, Jaguars. Their defense is what's keeping them alive, man. Their defense is good.
Yeah, like you said earlier, right? Jags lead in turnovers and top 5 D.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Rob Harris says Danny D should have been Steelers offseason pickup. Hey, y'all waited all offseason long for Aaron Rodgers. I mean, it hasn't been so bad for y'all this year, but maybe that would have been better. Let's see. What else? Clubber D, the Browns played the Lions tough today. But tough doesn't matter.
3 quarters. Like 3 quarters. That's about it. Reality set in the third quarter. And
all I have to say is Joe Flacco. Bobby G, shout out to our brother Bobby G. He was on Twitter saying he's done with Flacco on a rant that he had, so that was great. He's got to go. He's old.
Oh, Bobby G out of Vegas, the homie. Okay, what's up?
Yeah. Everybody tap into the Audible podcast, and Audible reacts with him and Mar on Fridays. It's wonderful. And then finally, T-Roy, listen, anytime Geno has a decent game before 350 yards, couple TVs, best believe the next game Geno is throwing at least 2 picks. Well, the problem with that is that this year he's had only 1 good game and 3 bad games. All right, let's move it on to y'all's game.
Oh, yeah.
The Falcons and the Commanders. Wow. A much better game than a lot of people thought after the Falcons put up a donut last week getting
Watch your mouth.
blown out.
Watch your goddamn mouth, Omar. Watch your mouth.
My bad.
Mhm.
We'll start with you on this one since they're your winning squad today, Lamar. 34-27. What were your thoughts on your Falcons' victory?
I was very impressed with the way the offense moved the ball today. They did come out a lot better. Bijan Robinson is a guy. Let's just throw that out there, man. That guy, he's breaking tackle. He's shifty. He catches the ball. He did get walked down today. I thought he was going to score. He got walked down. But as far as the offense from last week to this week, I know that they had a little talk about the headsets weren't working. I still think that was kind of BS. We fired our wide receiver coach. I don't know if he was a scapegoat for Zach Robinson, but having your offensive coordinator on the side was good because Michael Penix was able to say, I'm able to get the plays in faster, and when I get up to the line of scrimmage, I can read what's going on and make adjustments if I need it. So if that's the case, then let's keep Zach Robinson on the sideline. I will say this, not having Terry McLaurin and not having Jaden Daniels, they still put up 27 points. So I don't want to necessarily say that they win because of that, because of them not being in there. But at the same time, we put up a lot of points on their defense, and Peach would know a little bit better than me about how their defense is operating. But I was very impressed. I did like. I think I saw a stat somewhere that this is the first time since I think 1981 that the Falcons have had a 100-yard running back receiver catch receiving yards and receiver have 100 yards too. So that's a big one. And that was Bijan and Drake London both had 100 yards receiving. I think it was since 1981. It's the first time that they had a receiver and the running back have 100 receiving yards in a game. So it's been a while. I mean,
okay, that makes more sense. I thought you meant 100 rushing and 100 receiving. Oh, so the running back had 100 receiving. Okay,
he had 100 receiving yards also. Yeah. So Drake London.
My bad. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So Drake London finished with 110 yards, a touchdown, and Bijan had 181 all-purpose yards and touchdowns. So I like where they're going.
So you're saying 100 receiving and 100 running, receiving. Like 100?
No. Bijan, Bijan as a running back had 100 receiving yards. And Drake London had it. So the first time since 81 that a running back and a receiver.
But in the same game.
Okay.
And you got to think about like Jamal Anderson didn't catch like that many passes. He probably wasn't going to get 100 yards.
Yeah. So I was impressed by that. But overall, we did have some turnovers. I still get to the point, Peach. I think you can agree. When we went up 30, when we had that touchdown, we went up 31. It was 31-16. I was like, man, I still there's something about me, bro. I don't care until the clock hits 0. I didn't want to call any Washington fans and talk shit because I still had this feeling. And what happened? They went down and scored a touchdown, and then they got the ball back and went down there and kicked the field goal. And I'm like, oh my god, here we go with this shit. So, overall, I was happy with the win. Now that's one win. We got it, and the Buccaneers lost. So, like I said about Kansas City, that's 2 wins for us because it's one loss for them, 1 win for us. See what they can do. See if they can capitalize on it against next week.
Well, I know you like to belie the play calling a little bit, Dirty Mojo, but hey, he did have Bijan Robinson at 181 yards from scrimmage, and you're right. After that drive that you just talked about with the Commanders, the Falcons responded with a 14-play, 69-yard drive that had 3 Michael Penix conversions that took them to 133 remaining after Matt Gay kicked that 42-yard field goal to clinch the win. So while last week was a horrendous loss for you all, I think this is a redeeming win. But Peach, as we come to you, I don't think this does anything to the Commanders. I think we all know the Commanders are a good team. I think they're even obviously at a much better exponent when Jaden Daniels is healthy. So I think I agree with Lamar, even when he says if Jaden Daniels was there and McLaurin, I think the Commanders win this game. So what are your thoughts?
I'm scared about our defense, man. We might have to talk about Joe Witt Jr. in a few weeks, our defensive coordinator, but we definitely need to have a talk about Mr. Marshawn Lattimore. Teams are picking on him now, man. He's that bad. And I don't know what happened, man. And then to throw, he didn't have any stupid personal foul penalties today, but he does that a lot. So when he's getting toasted and that happens, what I'm worried about is what the Packers did to us is they would put 3 wide to the right, and they'd make our linebackers go side to side. That's what the Falcons did today, and our linebackers are slow, man. Like, I love Bobby Wagner, but man, him trying to cover Bijan, that's a no-brainer. You saw it today. That's on the little toss down the sideline. That's what it was. Bobby Wagner covering him. Come on, man. Like, you can't do that, and we can't play zone because of the slow linebackers. And I'm just worried our defense is. People figured it out, and it's going to be bad the rest of the year. And we have a tough schedule. We play teams with really good offenses like the Lions. We play, San Diego, LA, the Chargers next week. Coming off a loss, they're going to be pissed off. So we got to find a way to win. Jaden's back next week, though, according to ESPN and Schefter. So that's good. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm scared of our defense, man.
That's pretty interesting that you say that, Peach, because if that's the case, then you guys really have to worry about anytime guys are going up against pass catching running backs like a Jahmyr Gibbs. What's the other team that you said that they got to play? Like an Omarion Hampton.
Hampton, same thing. Yep.
Yeah, these kids catching the balls out of the backfield. If you guys don't have the linebackers,
Saquon twice.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw it, Lamar. How many second and longs did you guys just convert? Like, there was a 2nd and 15, a 2nd and 13, and you converted it on 2nd down. I'm like, we can't even get him to 3rd down.
Yeah, and with Pitts too. Pitts and Drake London had that amazing catch on 3rd down on the sideline to get us that into field goal range to keep that field goal to go up by 10 points with a couple minutes to go. So I mean, I didn't know how much your defense is. I knew that with Terry McLaurin and with Jaden Daniels being down. I mean, Atlanta does have, I think, a top 3 passing offense in the league. The running isn't really well, but I still believe we put up a lot of points on a team that I didn't think we were going to put that much points up on them. So
no, y'all had a heck of a game plan, and like I said, Penix had a good game. He was throwing some darts today. He threw the one horrible pick. That was a horrible pick, but
that was rough.
But and like you said when you said after we scored, you felt the doom and gloom. I felt opposite because I saw how our defense was playing. We couldn't get a stop, so I had no faith in getting a stop. If I had faith in getting a stop, but sorry, Omar, I'm gonna shit on you guys again. How bad does that prove that the Raiders are that they couldn't do nothing against our defense? But again, it's a week-to-week league. Same thing happened with the Falcons last week. Just because what happens last week doesn't matter what happens this week, gentlemen, and that's how it's always been.
And Peach, that interception too. To go back on your defense, had he thrown that ball an inch higher, Drake London was wide open behind him, and that probably would have been a 70-yard touchdown. So I mean, it was just a little too low. Boom.
Here's another stat. That was our first turnover of the year.
Wow.
On defense, we only have one. Wow. We only have one.
Yeah.
So
had to one up us, huh?
Okay. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. We should have had 2 when Penix fumbled you fumbled the ball, went right to Penix. I couldn't believe the bounce you guys got, but that's football. So.
Oh, at the beginning of the first drive,
yeah.
As I get to comments, I do have the schedule for next week up on the screen. We do have a couple of good games here. The Thursday night game, 49ers and Rams, will be good, as well as you've got there on the back end, the Buccaneers, Seahawks, and the Commanders and Chargers should be a couple of good games, especially if Jaden Daniels is healthy. Robert Harris, Rob, Pete, you are spot on with the assessment of the Commanders D. Bobby Wagner led the team in tackles with 10, and that tells me the D-line is not playing to their potential. What do you say to that?
They're not. There was no pressure, and if I remember seeing this last week correctly, Penix was horrible when he got blitzed last week. We didn't send any pressure at him at all today. We just let him stay in the pocket, and he picked us apart. And that's what he did in college, and that's what he'll do in the NFL if you let him.
Yeah,
he looked like Black Steve Young. He looked like Black Steve Young today, and he should not look like Steve Young.
He had the one rush. He had the one rush where he did get pushed out of the pocket and ran for like 4 yards for the first down. Yeah. Michael Penix is not going to run. He would set, even if he had nothing but green grass in front of him, he'll turn, set his feet, and throw the ball down the field.
But he picked a hell of a time to run because that was a huge play. That was a third down.
Like a Black Steve Young. How blasphemous is that, Clubber?
Just today.
Today. I mean, it was kind of spot on. It just. You can't say Mike Vick because he's not elusive as Mike Vick. You know what I'm saying? But I was actually watching this game. It was on part of the 4th. I was watching at 1:00, and it was like me and Peach had a conversation this morning about Wagner, and I said he's similar to Ray Lewis late in his career. You cannot have the guy. You cannot have him on a tight end or a running back. You got to keep Wagner in the box. If he's not blitzing or close to the line, he's a liability. I don't know who you guys have on dime packs. You guys take him out. But
there was one play today where we had Dorrance Armstrong, our defensive end, covering Kyle Pitts. I'm like, what are you doing? It's a frustrating game today.
I feel you. No, those defensive things, like it's like us as fans, we see that from the outside, and we kind of wonder what the coaches were like. What the bruck are y'all looking at? What are you doing? Don't have some cockamamie excuses. Well, you guys just don't understand the coverage. We got another person. Shut up. You know it's a liability. You know they're a liability.
What I'm seeing is when my defense is out there, guys are wide open, and then when the other team's defense out there, they're not. And I know I'm not just freaking thinking that because it's my team. Right. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like it's like something's different. Other coaches are doing better things than my coaches are right now, and that it is what it is.
I will say though, I did like what they did pregame, and he's the ex-coach of the Niners too. Rest in peace to Coach Knapp. How they all ran the bleachers. I thought that was pretty dope. Yeah. Both coaching staff did that for him. Yeah. But
yeah, and that picture. Did you see the picture of Quinn when he was a coach over at Hofstra? That guy looked like a sergeant in the Marine Corps police officer. Did you see that picture? And then it showed Raheem Morris that was in his past. I was like, holy shit, that guy looks crazy as hell.
Totally different.
And hey, Commanders, give Bill the ball, man. Every time he touches the ball, he makes something happen, but he gets like 4 carries a game. Let's start getting him the ball. He's a playmaker. That's getting frustrating too.
And that defense is going to need to actually step up, especially because the Chargers, another big loss today, losing Joe Alt after previously losing Rashawn Slater. So now they're both down both of their star tackles. I mean, that's just horrid. Shout out to Nine Tails. What would be the telling against Green Bay? We're about to talk Green Bay, Dallas right now. Thank you for moving us into that little segue, gentlemen. Tonight, Micah revenge game. Sunday night football, Green Bay Packers, Dallas Cowboys. It's going to be on in AT&T Stadium. Parsons makes his return. He is leading the league with 14 QB pressures this season. Professor's fun fact, tied with Joey Bosa and Nick. I forgot the name that Jake has for him. Nick Bonito. And also, what'd you say?
That's his name. He had a different name for him?
No, he has a nickname for him, and I can't remember.
Probably something suspect. Probably something suspect.
Anyways, so yeah, big game tonight. The Packers are 61-2 against the spread under Coach Matt LaFleur. That's what you guys were looking up for last week for the Packers coach. But only 11-16 as road favorites, including losing last week as a 7.5-point favorite against the Browns. Peach, what you got on this one?
I think the Packers are going to roll just because that Dallas defense is horrendous. Every quarterback looks like Tom Brady against them so far all this season. So I expect nothing less from Jordan Love, 3 touchdowns. But here's my caveat. My sports luck today has been horrible. The Giants win. The Eagles win. We get smoked. So I'm not going to be surprised if somehow Dallas's offense, puts up a bunch of points and keeps up and steals one. But I'm gonna still pick the Packers, but I'm not going to be surprised.
All right, Dirty Mojo.
Go
ahead.
No, I was going to say Micah Parsons at least 2 sacks. I'll say that too.
At least 2. What's your score? Give us a score. What's your score?
If it's what I think it's going to be, I'm going to say 32-21.
Peace. People on the same stuff, bro.
Well, I mean, the spread is 6.5. Green Bay is the favorite. The over/under, Dirty Mojo, is 47.5. What do you got on this game?
Oh, look, man. So my score is going to be 33-20. Green Bay. Hey, look, Peach. You don't have to worry about anything, man. I don't think Dallas. They're not a good team. They're not going to win this game. And I can tell you, this is something I want to make a prediction right now. Every time Micah Parsons has a sack, a tackle, watch that stadium erupt in cheers. They're going to erupt in cheers for him. And I tell you what, if he goes out there and he has a dominating defense, they are going to boo the shit out of Dallas, and they're going to cheer every single time for Michael Parsons, man. Because those fans loved Michael Parsons, and they did not want Michael Parsons to leave. They are going to be pissed, but they're going to be happy for him. He comes back here and does some damage against the damn Cowboys. And I tell you that right now.
Will Parsons point up at the owner's box after a sack?
That'd be great if he does. If he does, that'd be awesome. If he does, that would be awesome, man.
And maybe he just gives him like a Grim Reaper symbol.
something. He's gonna have a fantastic game. A lot of times these players are political with their answers, and they say, "Oh, there's no such thing as a revenge game," and anything like that. But deep down in that guy's heart and back of his mind, he wants to kick the shit out of them as much as possible to show them and to prove to them, like, you guys are idiots. Because Micah Parsons wanted to be a Cowboy. He wanted to stay there and be a Cowboy, and for him to be gone like that, he's gonna come out like havoc, man.
No, I agree completely. Cleverly, what do you think?
Yeah, Micah's gonna, he's gonna get revenge on what happened. Also, it's gonna be for Penn State doing what Penn State does against a top 10 team last night. I feel like the Packers are gonna beat the dog shit out of them, kind of like how they did before in the playoffs. I'm thinking I'm gonna go 42-17.
Damn. Woo, that's a nice one. You weren't lying. Okay, cool. Yeah, I agree. I think I'm going to make a consensus. Packers win this game. Micah Parsons goes off. I wouldn't be surprised if we had 4 sacks in this game. He is going to go crazy. I don't know if it'll be that high, at least not in my eyes. I'm thinking more maybe along the lines of 27-17. They're definitely going to keep the Cowboys at a low score, maybe 33-17, something like that. Cowboys definitely only 17 points there. The defense is led by Micah Parsons, just gonna strain them to nothing.
I'm gonna change mine. I'm gonna change mine to Green Bay 34-24.
Okay, there you go. 34-24. I actually like 33-17. I actually think that sounds like a good number there. Rob says Packers have the ability to win the NFC. That game in November, as you said earlier. Yep. We talked about that earlier. Clutch B turning in 34. Oh, you're so stupid. You're so stupid. Got me. That's great. Well, you got beat. You ain't get me. You got me.
No, I know. I changed it. Thank you to me. Yeah.
Good score, Dion.
Yeah.
That's great. I was wondering. I was like, oh, he just wants to change the score.
Inside joke.
That's great. I love how that's become a thing. I do believe that. I'll say it later. I do believe the biggest threat to the Eagles is Green Bay, but I'm not scared of them. Bring them on.
I'll say we talked about this team early in the year, the very first thing. But I actually like the way Detroit's kind of playing, man.
That could be
picking up the momentum.
That could be somebody.
They're picking up that momentum. So between them and the Packers, yes.
Now, how about this, gentleman? He has a comment. I think I got to bring up the slide since I made him. Anyways, said fuck James Franklin, wanted him fired 2 years ago. He did games yesterday. What are we talking about?
My Hokies won, that's all I care.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, man, I said this in the chat last night, man. Look, I won't question it. I won't question anything at all because he is a 2-time national championship winning coach. I felt like Alabama's offense in the first half, even to the third quarter, I think at one point they were like 14 for 14 or 15 for 15 on third down. Mm-hmm. It was unfucking real. Their first 2 drives, they went 14 plays on both drives to score 2 touchdowns on those drives. I'm beside myself that we went 2 and 8 on third down, and when it was 4th and 1, 24-21, we should have just kicked the field goal with 10 minutes to go. And I think the momentum switched again real quick. Georgia had all the momentum up to that point, missed that field goal, and then it kind of sucked away from them. It was just, I don't know, man. It's just that Alabama is just that thorn in our side that it's like.
God, what do you say to that, though? Because Alabama is 10-1 in the last 11 against Georgia.
And against Kirby.
Yeah, exactly. 8-1 against Kirby. And by the way, Kirby Smart, that's the only team he's really bad against. He's 107-13 against any other non-Alabama team.
Crazy.
So
yeah. It's one of those ones, man. It's Lord. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain it. But you know what? At the same time, too, aside from I want to say it was the SEC championship game a couple years ago, we're always losing to these guys by like 3 or 4 points, man. It's so fucking crazy, man. I hate it because I know we don't play them again next year. And then I think the next time we do play them is in Alabama in, I think, 2 years. But, I mean, I don't know how the SEC is going to be working out now as far as the SEC championship game is. We got a couple big games. We do got Ole Miss, I think, next week or the week after at Georgia, and we still got Texas. So I'm not so much worried about the ranking that we have and whatever. I think we can win those games, the winnable games. But other than that, man, I was upset. I thought the biggest competition we had this year was Tennessee. And I thought Tennessee would have beaten us, but I thought we would have beat Alabama this year because I thought Alabama was on a down year. So I'm really disappointed in this game because of the way it was at the end of the game, which I feel like Kirby kind of just kicked the field goal. He did it twice. He went for it on fourth down twice in field goal range, and they didn't get the fourth down. And they finished the game 2 for 8 or 2 for 9 on third down. And I mean, that's the loss right there.
Yeah, and I mean, and the other thing that came into this game was that Kalen DeBoer was going to be the bane in the existence of Alabama, but Kalen DeBoer is 2-0 against Georgia and 5-5 against every other Power 4 team. So we'll see what happens there. The Bulldogs also lost their 33-game home winning streak, which was the longest. Now it's Oregon at 18. Does anybody have any other thoughts on any of these games?
I'd say LSU. Fix your offense. Stop the check. Okay. You guys remind me of you're trying to beat Michigan without the opposing D, Pauls. It reminds me of terrible Niner teams. We had Jimmy Ray on the team and as offense coordinator and just awful check down city, nothing creative. This is college. Everyone's spreading the ball out. It's spread offense. You guys are still acting like it's 1987. You know what I'm saying? Fix your offense. Okay. Fix it. And Lane Kiffin, we know what your daughter was doing with Weeks, the linebacker. We all know about that. We all know.
Don't get me started on Lane Kiffin. You know how much I don't like that guy. But
hey, he called a heck of a game yesterday, though, my friend.
Did.
He was awesome. And then, going for the win at the end instead and then converting on that fourth down to win the game, close it out. That was brilliant. I want to say something about the Oregon Penn State game. Mr. Alar, you are not a first round draft pick. I don't know what people see in him. I don't know what the scouts see in him.
With
I
quarterback?
don't like him at all. Yes.
He's trash. He's awful.
He is horrible.
Awful.
Yeah, but you're right, Peach. An article came out before the game that scouts were saying he was a first round pick.
Yeah.
They had Hackenberg being a first round quarterback back in the day. They just like something about Penn State and the glazing that the public does. If it's linebackers, yes. 100%. Get Navarro Bowman, LeVar Arrington, Paul Posluski, Sean Lee, linebackers all day with Penn State. Yeah. But when it comes to quarterback, they go somewhere else with that.
Also, Penn State, whoever was running your social media account needs to be fired. I don't know if you guys saw that. They deleted it real quick, but people got screenshots. It said, instead of white out on it, it said whites only.
Whoa.
They put that out there. I'll send you the picture. It was unbelievable.
Wow.
I saw it. I couldn't believe it. And then I also want to think about the whiteouts. Why the hell doesn't Penn State wear all white jerseys?
I said that yesterday.
So
I said that yesterday. I was talking to a buddy of mine. I was like, "Oh, this is the whiteout game. Then why is Penn State not wearing white? I would have worn white uniforms also." I don't know.
Now, what about this? We got to talk about James Franklin's futility to win the big games. He's now 1-18 in Big Ten regular season games against top 10 opponents. Penn State, as we know, and I've been lamenting this for years now, if he can never win the big game, they're not going to be able to win a championship. And the reason that I didn't even put him in my top 4 this season, because I knew he was going to lose this
two
game.
receivers in the same spot.
Go ahead.
Yep.
I would say Franklin. I was watching the Packers game. They said 2 receivers, same spot. They called it though. Well, Franklin, he has to know somebody have injected some type of Virginia Tech blood inside of him to always choke in these big games. Okay, I don't understand him. I don't understand how he still has a job. I don't. He's a hell of a recruiter. I give him that, but.
But
it's like the definition of crazy. Is it crazy or insane when they do the same thing over and over, expecting different outcome? That is what the boosters and everybody feel about Franklin. Oh yeah, we're gonna do something. Yeah, we're gonna beat. No, you're not. No, you're not.
He gets my favorite nickname as a coach, the loser.
Yeah,
He's the new loser.
Yep. It don't get any easier too. They still got to play Indiana and they got to go to Ohio State. Good luck. Good luck.
Yeah, you mentioned that. This is next week, just as a quick look before we get everybody out of here since the game has started. But I did try to highlight at least all of the top 25 games there. So that is the schedule for next week if anybody sees anything they want to talk about.
That's actually this week.
That's this week, Chop.
That's
this
Chop.
This is next week. My bad.
Florida State going down. Florida State going down to Virginia.
Woo! One. I highlighted
shout
all
out
of
to
our
that.
games.
Shout out to that receiver for fucking Florida State, man. I thought that kid got trampled. I was like, oh, bro. Oh, man.
Jesus.
Oh, man.
They stormed the field before the referee signaled touchdown. I couldn't believe that.
Now, that Washington versus Maryland is a good game. That is a good game.
Oh, yeah. I'm ready for that.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm going to watch that one, too.
I'm excited about the Alabama Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's been playing amazing.
They have been.
Really, really good. And then, I had to highlight Air Force Navy. We got to support our services. Anyways, all right, cool. Well, that was it for this week's Sunday Showdown. We appreciate y'all tuning in to the best NFL, NCAA news, games, recaps, and picks. You come join us weekly every Sunday after the games. You see, sometimes it could be 7 Eastern. Sometimes it could be 7:15, especially with the 49ers and Raiders. We all have our late games, so might happen a couple more times in the season. So just be prepared. Don't be worried. We'll still be here. Shout out Nine Tails. We appreciate you. Shout out to everybody else who tuned in today. Again, make sure you subscribe and tap in with everybody. Clubber D, give me a sign off.
Hold on. We didn't say about the combat show coming up this week. I'm good Thursday. We can do Thursday, 7:00. I can lead us into the Niner game too. I can do a little preview of the Niner game.
There you go.
So tune in. We got big UFC event this coming up Saturday. We're gonna go over that this Thursday, 7:00 Eastern time. Tune in. I'm talking about the Niners too. We're going to lead into the Niner game as well. You're going to get my picks. You're going to get my feelings. And also, if you didn't see, Vanderlei Silva got knocked out by Acelino Fredos' son in a boxing event. He fought the legend Acelino Popo Fredos. He fought a Brazilian versus Brazilian boxing match, for the MMA legend going against a boxing legend. They fought, and there's a big ruckus in the ring. And then Acelino Fredos' son knocked Vanderlei Silva into the shadow realm, broke his nose, shattered his face. It looked crazy. But
one punch shattered his face and everything.
It messed him up. I mean, he fell back like whoo. He said
I saw him on the ground. That shit was crazy.
I thought he got touched by a cheap preacher. You know what I'm saying? The way he fell out, it was awful. But check us out on Thursday. We're gonna be there at 7:00, and we're gonna lead into the Niner game. I got y'all. Ball and Buds, we rocking this.
At Ball and Buds, make sure you tap in. Dirty Mojo, what you got?
Hey, man, I want to give a shout out to my mom. Yesterday was her birthday. Happy birthday to my mom. And also, I want to give a shout out to my Aunt Kim, my Aunt Slim. That's what we call her. Her birthday is tomorrow. So happy birthday to them. Look forward to being back with you guys again next week, man. I love it, man. Keep it coming. I love the shows, man.
Pause.
Hey, I mean, say happy birthday. Yeah, pause on that. Hey, say happy birthday to your mom. I haven't seen your mom in a day and forever. So I hope she's
Packers
doing
just
well.
scored.
Awesome. Let's go. What you got?
Hey man, another roller coaster week for me in football. I'm getting sick of every week going up and down and up and down. But we'll be back next week, Chargers. You spoke on the late games. Commanders, the next 8 weeks, they're playing at 4 or later for 8 weeks in a row for an East Coast team.
8 weeks in a row?
I'll be joining you guys. On watching the game as
I love that
program.
I love the 4 o'clocks.
You'll be looking for about 7:15 probably Eastern on the week. Hey. If you subscribe at Ball and Buds, BALLANDBUDS, handy QR code right there goes to the link tree. You can subscribe to Ball. You can subscribe at YouTube. Follow it Instagram. You can find Clubber D's TikTok and YouTube. All the social media there. Thank you, Rob Harris, for tuning in. We're gonna get y'all out of here to the Packers Cowboys Micah revenge game. Again, thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll see y'all next week. Everybody be blessed. From my brother Shane Peacher, from Joe Brother Dirty Mojo, my brother Clubber D, the Combat G. Holla.
He's with the millions. It's that world heavyweight flow. Championship belt wrapped around my waist, yo. I got that Ric Flair figure flow. Slam you on the pavement, that's why they call me Street Pro. Create heat on beat flow. Like Jordan after the second time he three-peated, folks. Get ready, set, let's go. Fight toe-to-toe, release the flow created by this micro. Lights, camera, get low. Action packed, back to back. In fact, this monster will grow. Y'all better let him know. Man with the master plan, and you have no need to know. You came prepared, now get ready for the show.
Oh, shit.